Up next, we have somewhat of a phenom, if I may say so. We've got living in this very community of Franklin, North Carolina, the only woman who Malcolm X would allow to interview him. He knew her reputation for integrity in her writing as a journalist in New York City, and she has been extremely active politically in New York City, and lived most of her life there, and has retired here the last 6-7 years or so. And well, she said she wants to start causing trouble, and here we are. So thank you. This is Selma V. Sparks.
Yay. Well, hello everybody. And yes, I've been here, it'll be 8 years, the end of April. So I'm a Franklinite. I'm a North Carolinian now. Ooh, my friends back home heard that. But I feel I'm here, and there's some problems that are here in North Carolina, and because I'm here, I think I have to start working to attack them. And one of the big things is what they're doing to our voting rights. And this is so important. This is so necessary. And people died for us to have these rights. And it's not just for people of color, it's for all Americans. Because what they're after, not just people of color, they're after anybody who might be for something that's right for all the people, because the people who are leading this state are not. And I've made that very clear. I'm not afraid to say it. And it's so important. These new laws are affecting our senior citizens, because there's a senior who hasn't driven in years, does not have a government-sponsored ID, and she doesn't get around too easily, like she has to wait for somebody to come and drive her, so she doesn't have that ID. She goes to vote, and they tell her, no, you can't vote because you don't have a government-issued ID. Our students, our college students here, did not understand why their college ID was not sufficient. And they're saying that it's gotten so complicated that they don't even know. And of course now this not allowing them to vote out of precinct makes it almost impossible for some of them to vote. And they're just saying, shrugging their shoulders and saying, we don't know what to do. And this is affecting them, and there's a lot of them. And our young people are the ones who are going to be taking over things. I'm sorry there are not more young people out here today, because they are the ones. Those of us who've been fighting and struggling for years, we have to turn it over to them. Because I'm already in my 80s, and I'm not going to be around fighting much longer. We've got to get the young people and train them so that they understand that they can change things. They can make a change. Action is what creates change. If you sit around and complain, that's not going to accomplish anything. It's a question of getting out and acting. And our young people are able to do that, but they're looking around saying, how do we get to vote? We don't have time. We're studying, we're doing this, and it's making so that they can't vote. And that's what, of course, the leadership wants. They want these people not to vote. They don't want them to vote because it challenges their power, and they don't want that challenge. And that's why it's so important that we let them know we are not going to tolerate this. You're going to have to go back, because this is our inalienable right to vote. And you make it more difficult, as it is that people who don't get out to vote, you make it more difficult, more people will not be going out to vote. And we can't afford that. We really can't afford that. So you have to let them know, come on, you're not supposed to make it more difficult for people to vote. You're supposed to make it easy for them to vote, because that's what's important, and that's their right. That's the right of every person in this country. And they're trying to take it away. And we can't allow that. We cannot allow that. Because I know, okay, sure, I've got a photo ID because I wasn't driving, and I got a non-driver's license when I got here. I had it in New York, but in New York I didn't have to worry about having ID to vote. And the people there, I don't think would allow them to get away with that, because they would really fight about it. I think it's time, and this is one of the reasons this is being done today, to make the people here in Franklin understand what's happening to them, what's being done to them, what they're being deprived of, and make them understand that they've got to start acting. They've got to start acting to get these, their voter rights back, and have them know that these are their rights and they can change it. You can make a change. But if you don't start and we don't get together to do it, we're all going to lose it. And the next thing you know, we'll have a poll tax. And then they'll have a question where you have to answer questions that nobody knows the answers to. They're going backwards. This is the 21st century and they're trying to take us back to the 19th century. We cannot allow that. We have to make sure, and we have to get to our young people and let them know. Get them registered to vote. Let's get to them, get them registered, let them know they've got to vote. There's some of them who won't be able because of this if you don't live in the precinct, you can't vote. Your vote won't count. And this has changed. This is what has changed. But get to the young people and let them know, you are the ones who are needed. This is your world. This is your world. Let's work to make it better. And the people who walked that march, who gave their lives, who put their lives on the line, and they knew that a lot of them would not survive, but they were willing. They had the faith, and they had the love of their country, because it takes love of country to get out there and say, we want to make our country a better country. And that's how you make it a better country, by acting, by getting things better. That's how you show your patriotism, not by talking hate, but by getting out to make it a better country for all people. And that's what we have to do. I thank you.